he's eating. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of Sunday Night DM presents the Crimson Accord. Half of our players are absent at the moment. Hopefully, they might be able to join us a bit later on. Just a recap of where we left off last time. You had been sent out to investigate what blew up the square, and where it came from originally. So you'd gone to a tower where you various places within the city had been pointed out that were still standing. You decided to head to the Scholars District, and you started making your way there. After about an hour, you came across two appeared to be half dragons that were clearing buildings of furniture and the like. After a very brief encounter where psilocybin, you managed to entangle one so we couldn't chase after you very quickly, and everyone ran. You'd made it to a little outdoor cantina restaurant place, through that building, down the street on the other side, where you then decided to hide in the sewers. You had been making your way along. You could hear footsteps behind you. You'd taken several turns in the sewers, and then you heard the noises up in front of you. So took the next exit, and then found a hiding space in either side of the sewer tunnel. Nob, make a perception check.
Oh god. Okay, that is a 21.
Nice.
Okay. You kind of lean forward and look down the corridor. You can see coming towards you three kind of hulking lizard-like creatures, longish arms, long claws, kind of dragging themselves down along the corridor, scraping like their feet as they walk, getting closer and closer.
Anything like what was chasing us?
You didn't really see what was like following you before.
Okay.
You just heard it, but it sounded big, and you just decided to run. So it's hard to say. You're all the light is out from everyone, and you're just looking down the corridor. It's about 25 feet away, and getting closer.
I don't want to say anything to blow our cover, but I do want to somehow tell everyone else. That's gonna be annoying. I don't want to blow our cover.
You can. I suppose you could whisper it to the people on your side.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just, hey, there's people coming. Lizard people, I think. Not sure, but there are two figures coming our way.
The other two of you are on the opposite side, aren't you?
Yeah.
They are, yes.
Okay, so you're telling it to players that aren't currently here, but they hear you all the same.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, let me just scroll down. Yeah. Psilocybin, Argo, Alf kind of leans back and there's something coming. It's hard to tell what it is. It's quite dark.
Can I take a second to look through my rat's eyes that are just further up the corridor?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of sat in the doorway, and you look through. Make a nature check.
14.
You've not seen the creature that's moving its way towards you. you've heard of them before, but it's weird to find them like here. You usually find them in the Underdark.
Yeah.
But from what you can see as the rat, it looks not dissimilar to a troglodyte. As it moves along, it's getting closer, closer. 10 feet, 5 feet. Who's on the outside? Are the night?
Closest to them.
Are the dark vision people on the closest to the tunnel?
Yeah.
Can't remember. I think I was, but I can't remember. Sorry.
I think I was as well.
Right. Okay. Hold on. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. Oh.
Oh,
That's
oh,
11.
14.
Okay. As these creatures pass, total of 11. Nope.
Say that one more time.
Was it a total of 11?
Yeah, it was just 11 because I don't have an any plus.
Okay.
Just straight 11.
You can. The smell that comes off these creatures as they pass you is really strong. Argo. Your rat. How many hit points does your rat have?
Not many would be the answer. 1.
Okay. As
Oh, no.
as they pass, your rat kind of sits upright, sniffs the air, and fades away.
Oh, poor Ratty.
And did you say you were closest to the
Yeah.
tunnel? This smell is really strong, but because of how you've been feeling lately, your sense of smell isn't once what it used to be. So you don't feel particularly ill as these creatures pass.
No more so than usual.
Yeah, I mean, you try and hold in the cough, but you can smell it. Nob, take 3 points of poison damage
Oh,
Jeez.
damn.
as they pass. Keep walking along the corridor.
Imagine if they'd stopped.
Yeah, that would have been
Are
annoying.
you saying that out loud?
I might heck.
I swear to God.
Did you say that out loud?
No.
Good.
Okay, so I need. Everyone to make a stealth check.
You say everyone.
That's one of the things I'm good at.
Everyone.
That's a 26.
21.
20.
Everyone else, hold on. Okay. Where's the... Oh. Where's my dice tracker? Anybody got the dice tracker up? What did everyone roll? I've just rolled for everyone and it's all disappeared.
Oh.
Oh.
Jolly and Lyson got
Okay.
8. Ulfrid 19. And Grandalf 22.
Oh, that's lucky. Oh, well, no, let's roll that one again. Okay. As these creatures move off, You're Nob, you're coughing a little bit.
Oh god.
Argo, that tickle is there. You've been holding in your cough. You managed to not cough. But John kind of shuffles and hits his armor against the wall. You hear a stop from along the corridor. Muttered voices. And then the movement continues on. No one understood what was said.
This ain't good.
It doesn't feel it, does it? I've lost my rat. So sad.
You can get it back later.
Were you still gazing through his eyes when he died?
I would have said that when he got close enough that he was on top of us, I would have come back out because in case I needed to fight.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's fine. Okay. So, they've moved off. Nob, are you following their movements?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of poke your head out a little bit. You watch them walk down the corridor. They get to about 80 feet, 90 feet away, and then they turn left.
I look.
You can see where they disappear, and then you can see the tunnel still goes on a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna say to the other guy on the other side, try and whisper it the best I can. Pretty sure they're gone. They turned the corner. I don't think they're gonna come back.
Okay.
Argo won't say anything, but he'll just step down into the water. He can't see what he's doing anymore. Stop, just feeling around.
Okay. I mean, you can't feel the sides. If you put your hands above your head, you can't feel the roof. It's
No, where are you?
about 10. It's about a 10 feet.
Yeah.
10 feet
Well,
tunnel
I'll call
round.
out to Nob then to help me because I can't see where I am or anything.
I go down and I just try and help him, grab his hand and just guide him.
Okay. You guiding him along the way you were traveling previously
Yeah.
in the direction you were heading in.
Yeah.
Psilocybin, are you jumping down as well?
Yes, I'll try and hold on to the back of Argo, so I don't get lost in the dark.
So everyone jumps down. Nob, you kind of go in the front, start leading everyone. Alf waits behind.
Yay.
So yeah, it's Nob, Argo, Psilocybin, Orphilt, John, and then Alf at the back. As you're making your way along the tunnel, you hear movement in the distance ahead, and down that tunnel to the left.
Guys, I don't think we should go left. I think it's a bad idea.
You're the eyes of the party. You make the call.
Yay, for once I get to decide. Yeah. But yeah, we're
Everyone else might disagree with me, but
yeah, we're not gonna go left. That's where the other creatures went, and well, one, I don't want to smell them again. Two, I don't want to die today. Because if they're down here, it means they don't want to be detected. Meaning either they're hiding something or they're trying to just get around without being seen.
just like us.
Yeah, true.
as you make your way past the end of this tunnel. The movement has faded to the distance, or at least out of earshot. Make your way past.
Okay.
You keep going. It seems to be the tunnel you're in seems to be going on a slight gradient down.
Getting deeper, guys. This ain't good for me.
You can see in the distance there is a hole that opens up into a wide space that you can't see the sides of and you can't see the back of. It just opens out.
Okay. I'm gonna relay that to the others and just say, shall we just take a bit, stop here and see what we can do?
Are we far enough from the
From
the
the
lizard
creatures.
people? As being a good amount of
We
time
should
now
be.
since we've seen them.
Yeah, I mean the tunnel where they went, you've probably been maybe 10-15 minutes
Okay,
past, and you can't hear them coming from behind.
that's fine. I'll use produce flame again to kind of light up the immediate area around me. I'll just kind of hold the flame in my hand.
Can you give a warning so I'm not blinded?
You're at the front. You're kind of looking, unless you stopped and turned around.
Yeah, I stopped to turn around to say to the guys, there's a spot up ahead.
Oh,
We
okay.
Stop here.
So you're
Jay, I'm
momentarily blinded as the light. I mean, it's not
It's not too bad, but
it's
bang on.
not a ridiculously bright flame, but it's enough that it takes you a moment for your eyes to reset to the fact there's light around. What does your flame look like? I didn't ask last time.
It's just a regular orange red flame.
Just like a little tiny fireball thing, like flickering in your palm.
Yeah, just a little fireball type setup.
Okay,
Just hot at the palm.
no, that's fine. That's fine. So you've walked along the corridor. You stopped. The tunnel they went through is about 20 feet further back. It's about 10-15 minutes further back. In front of you, about I'd say about 80 feet maybe, is this opening that Nob saw. There appears to be no other side tunnels off the tunnel you're currently in. You can feel beneath your feet the water kind of running, moving downward, and you can hear as it moves through the tunnel.
We need to get out of here. We can't just stay in the sewers.
It's safe. It's fine.
It's fine for us. We're regular size. What about the dwarf? He's tiny.
I'm a gnome!
That's what I said, dwarf.
I don't know if you're just being racist at this point. I'm a gnome, not a dwarf. There is a difference.
But seriously, though, do you need like a piggyback or something?
You're going to cause me to have a breakdown, sir.
Alf kind of pipes up from the back. Oh, I feel we should keep moving. Those creatures could be back.
I'm going to, unannounced, use my dancing lights again, just to pop up 4 balls of light all around us as we sort of go into this area, this opening. Because I want to be able to see into the opening before I go in.
Okay. Yeah, you. You in a line?
Well, if it's
Away from you or just above your head?
if it's, I'm going to do it into the opening.
Okay.
So it's
yeah, I mean you're not quite close enough to the opening to put them into it.
okay.
The range on Dancing Lights is what, 60 feet?
Yeah. I'll do it. No, 120 feet.
Oh yeah, you can You can put them out.
I'll put them out and then, then they'll spread out as
as
they go
you-
in.
As you send them in, they spread out, and the corridor in front of you, you can only see as far as psilocybin's light extends.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you watch as the 4 orbs spread out into the room. There's light. You can see reflections of light kind of spring up and dance across. There's something in there. It's hard to tell from this distance exactly what it is, because it's below the line of your sight. But you can see that the water traveling down disappears off the edge.
Okay. So I'll be careful when we enter the room then, not to just fall off the edge.
I mean, it looks like there's like a good 5-10 feet step
Yeah.
inside of the room, but it disappears either side of the tunnel.
Okay.
Are you keeping advancing?
Well, I'm still
Yeah.
behind Nob. I did that. Unless you stop, then I'll take the lead.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, no, Nob would stop.
Yeah, I'll take the lead whilst I can see.
Okay, yeah, you walk off into this opening. As you do, you can see that where you are, along the sides, there's a railing that goes either side, with a 5-foot-ish path, wide, going along each wall. The room you're in right now is maybe 60 feet by 60 feet.
Okay.
And below you can see what look to be like tin roofs, slanted tin roofs that look to be made of scraps of metal.
Like a makeshift village.
You can't see any movement, but the light that you've cast and above is like reflecting off.
Yeah.
And you can see there are 3 or 4 other entrances to this room. One on each side.
Okay, there's no signs of life.
From where you are, you can't see a ladder.
Okay. There's no signs of life at the bottom. Is there any signs of life at our level? For as far as
As you get in and your lights kind of sit sort of centrally, but in each corner, you can't see any signs of life on the same level as you.
Okay.
But you do see that as you look a little bit more around, on the other side there is what appears to be a ladder that descends into the village.
How far down is the village from where we are?
It's hard to tell because your light doesn't. What's the distance of your light that puts out 20 feet?
Yeah.
So you're realistically only catching like images of what you see.
Yeah.
So it puts light out for 20 feet, so it's brighter in the middle, but you can't see below the level of the light. So you can just about see the ladder on the far side, and you can see the reflections from the roofs, but you can't see beneath that point.
Okay.
So you're not sure. It's
That's
maybe
fine.
30 feet, 35 feet, maybe 40 feet. You're not sure.
Well, Argo's still in survival mode, so he's not interested in jumping down there into God knows what. He just wants to keep moving. But he's going to slow his pace down considerably, being in such an open space and not really being able to see much, just in case. So he's on high alert at the minute. And he just relays a bit of what he can see to the people as they come out. He's like, there's some sort of small village in here. Keep your eyes open. He starts making your way. He goes to the left.
And you're making your way around the left-hand side.
Yeah.
I'll follow.
Are you following the same way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay, you go that one way. Ulfhild, John, and Alf, they break off and they go the other way, around the right. Start following it round on the right-hand side.
Split the party. It's always a good idea.
I mean, you can see
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was
You can
thinking.
see that You can see them on the other side. You can see them walking. It's not like they've gone a completely different way. You
I
can
know.
see they seem to be doing all right. You do watch as Alf kind of stops, glances down the tunnel, coughs a bit, and then turns and keeps walking.
Just ignore that and then
Yeah, just keep going.
You make it round to the far side. Come across the tunnel that similar to the one you just left, directly opposite. The ladder is behind you on your left that descends down. So you walked past the ladder to get to this tunnel. The others come around, join you. Well, this is a weird place. Do we continue on?
I say keep going. Try and find a good safe spot to stop, and I don't drown it by any chance. I don't know.
we need to get topside to
Very
see
well.
where we are.
Very well. And Alf kind of grabs you, Nob, and kind of shoves you first down the tunnel. You go first. We will follow. If you find a ladder, give us a shout.
I hate you guys sometimes, and I just keep going forward. Just try and find whatever I can.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. That is a That's a 4.
Oh, jeez.
It was a
As-
nat 1 plus 3.
As you walk along the corridor, make a Constitution saving throw.
That's plus 0. That's 7.
As you walk past the tunnel entrance, you start coughing again and take 1 point of poison damage.
Ouch.
Are you following along behind him, Margot?
Yeah, well, I'll stop when he.
With your lights above your head? With the lights above the
Yeah,
party's head?
they'll fall in line. We'll go down the tunnel.
He's just outside the range of the first light. And you watch as a clawed hand kind of reaches out just after Nob passes and stops for a cough. Swings out the darkness behind him. And then you hear as something moves away.
Is it like down a side tunnel or something?
Yeah, it's down the side tunnel.
I'm going after it.
Okay, you making a break for it?
I'm running for it, whatever it was, not away from it.
Okay, you down the tunnel. Your lights above your head. You look down as you look down the tunnel, you can see this strange lizard-like creature that you saw from a rat's eyes, except you can see it from behind. And as it turns its head, it's got like tiny little beady eyes, almost pin spots, closed, as it gives a cry and tries to run further.
I hear this, and I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go as well.
Yeah, you've heard it. You were
Yeah, I'm going.
you were too busy coughing as you turn and follow him down.
Yeah.
You've got these lights
I'll
above you.
chase after them.
Yep. Okay. As you're heading down, you got the lights floating above your head.
Seeing its reaction to me coming round and pick up its eyes, I'll just call out, "They're scared of the light." I'm going to chuck a firebolt down the corridor towards it.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
26 to hit for 11 damage.
Tiny spot of fire. Just where does your firebolt come from? Does it just come from your fingertip? Does it your hand or?
Yeah, it's almost like an underarm throw. As I start running.
Kind of throw it. It kind of as you watch it disappear, it sort of looks like it's spinning backwards before it turns and flies forwards. And it catches it in the back and fills the tunnel with flame. It cries out and you see it stumble forward,
May as well.
but it's still trying to
Don't
get
kill
away.
it. We should question it. I was going to shout, don't kill it. We want to question it. Then just shoot
Psilocybin,
my
is there
Eldritch
anything you want to
Blast.
do?
No, I'm just gonna watch all
Okay,
this
you're
occur.
watching. You're standing behind Argo, behind Nob, and you watch as this fireball. It kind of engulfs the tunnel about 40 feet away from you, in front, and you can see this creature lit up from the lights above and from this ball. As it requires that. Nob, is there anything you want to do?
I'm going to use Eldritch Blast to just try and...
Okay, you kind of make an attack.
Yeah. Okay, that is a 22.
That hits.
Okay, dealing 1 damage. It was a warning shot.
You reach around Argo, release your Eldritch Blast, it disappears down the corridor, and you watch as the fireball hits it and the flames fade out, and then it gets hit in the back. It's thrown forwards and then slides along the ground.
Assuming no one else is doing anything, I'm gonna set my lights down and run down after it.
You catch up to it. You notice that this creature is burnt, not severely, but you can see black patches on its skin. Up close, it doesn't look as scaly as you were seeing it before. It looks more like plates of like scale-like skin.
Okay.
But it's like patchy in the back where it's been hit by the fire and then the other blast that took it down.
Is it moving or
Yeah.
is it?
No, it doesn't appear to be moving.
I'm going to use my foot to kick it over and
Make a strength check.
Disrespecting what could be dead.
do you think he cares? 11.
Is he watching on from the other side?
Takes you a moment just to find the right place to get your foot where you can actually flip it over. But yeah, you foot over, flipped over. It's
As it flips over, I want to just take my longsword and just jab it into the arm.
make an attack roll.
24, 7 damage.
Double the damage.
14 damage.
You're just killing this guy.
You stab your sword down. Kind of cuts the muscle away at the arm. It doesn't appear to be responding.
If he wasn't dead before, I'm pretty sure he's dead now.
Well, then he won't try and kill you when you walk past him next time.
Alf
Who said we were gonna
Alf
try
and the
kill
others are
me?
standing along the further down the corridor. How many of the dancing lights have you got with you? 1, 2, all of them?
Well, 1 above me, 1 ahead, and 2 behind.
So you've still got 1, and the others are still standing in that main corridor waiting for you.
Okay.
Well, did you get it?
Well, it's not moving now. Feel free to talk to it if you want.
It's dead.
I feel we should maybe find our way above ground and find somewhere to shelter.
Argo just rinses his blade in the water that's passing through and just
Yeah, you
wipes it on the body.
you pick it up, you wipe it off. More substance comes off the blade than probably you got when stabbing him. As you pull it out of the water. You
Can I just?
reach
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly check the body before we leave it for anything.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
21.
As you begin searching this body, it doesn't have clothes on. Doesn't appear to have like any pockets or anything. It is, however, wearing a belt. And you take the belt off. Seems like a normal belt, but on the inside there is several what appear to be gems on the inside of the belt.
I will take the belt, roll it up, shove it in my bag.
Leave the man with his dignity.
You put the belt in your bag.
And I'll turn to Nob and say, he's got no trousers on.
Okay. Makes sense.
At this point, psilocybing kind of crosses his arm in a triumphant way and goes,
I'd like to remind you, my theory was that it was the elites, possibly supported by
and then I point down at the body.
the lizard people in conjunction with possibly vampires. All I'm saying is we have the lizard person in front of us.
Or that was just a lizard person living in hiding and trying to get food, which may have been me or one of you guys. Yes, but it tried to live. Once it got spotted, it ran. Yes, we killed it, but you don't need to come up with conspiracies.
Nob, a conspiracy is only a conspiracy until it's proven right. Where do you think he got those gemstones from? The elites.
Are you from a mental hospital by any chance?
They tried to put me in one, but they couldn't keep me in. That's a whole other story.
As you,
Argo's walked off by this point, he's just leaving them two bickering.
yeah, you leave them along, leave them in that little bit of corridor.
In
head
the
back to
dark
the other
as well, that lad.
I can see he can't.
Nob, make a perception check.
Oh my god, okay.
You can see further than anyone else. You're the one that would notice anything in the
True.
difference.
That's 12.
Along the corridor you are currently in, the very edge of your sight, you do notice something moving slowly towards you.
Guys, there's something coming here.
Argo's
There's something coming
gone.
this
He's
way.
gone back
This
to the
ain't
others.
good. I'm just gonna run, like, yes, I'm gonna look weird, but I'm gonna run and just say, guys, there's something coming.
You're gonna turn around and head the way you came.
Just go the way that Argon went, and it's like, guys, there's something coming. This ain't good. Come on.
Psilocybin, are you following along?
Yeah.
You've
I
watched
am.
Argo and just like kind of trail away. Make your way back. Catch up to him in the other corridor. Start making your way down. You'll kind of gather. After about 5 or so minutes, Alf stops. Turns. Looks back the way you came. I swear I just heard bones crunching. Weird. And he turns and follows you on.
I'm more concerned on how you know the sound of bones crunching.
I did
That's a very
warn you guys.
specific reference.
I did warn you guys. There is something coming.
As you, Argo, you've now taken the lead with your lights above. As you get another 60 feet or so, you come to another small opening similar to the one you first came down. And about 25, 30 feet above you is another grate that leads out onto the road above.
Is there a way to climb up that grate easily enough?
Yeah, I mean, you can see there is a ladder. There are rungs missing on it, but you can see there is a way up to it.
There's a way out here. Let's go see where we are.
How about you guys go first, and I'll fire an Eldritch Blast down the hallway to make sure nothing's following us.
What are you talking about? I thought you wanted to talk to it.
Something is
Ulf
coming.
felt kind of
Apparently, some bones crunched.
Have you never seen a dog eating?
No.
Ulfhild kind of pushes past everyone and starts climbing up.
Just let him go then.
And when she gets to the top, she kind of pushes up on the grate with one hand and manages to hook her fingers and slide it over. Above you, the light from above is darker. I mean, you can see the sky from where you are now,
Yeah.
and the sky is dark.
It's night time.
You guys go up. I'm gonna stay back in case anything follows. I'll fire a few Eldritch Blasts. If it does, we know we're safe.
How high
It's
up
about
is the
30
grate?
feet.
I've got 40 feet of rope.
Knob, I'm gonna climb up. Do you want me to tie this to you? And if anything does come, you can fire off a few Eldritch Blasts and I'll just yank you up.
Yes, that's actually a good idea for once you're being smart. Yes,
So-
definitely.
I'm always smart. What do you mean?
Nob,
You've been calling
you
me
take
a
you
dwarf.
take the end of this rope, you tie it around your waist.
Okay, go on.
Ulfhild is at the top, kind of climbs out, looks around. All clear up here. Come on. Who's going up next?
I'm happy to.
Hey, you climb up. Out at the top. Make a perception check as you climb up.
Okay. Seven. It's too dark now.
As you
Even
climb
compared to
out,
tunnel.
you are in what appears to be a like someone's garden. So it's like quite wide open. You can see trees and bushes, pathways, and about 30 feet in front of you is a bench on one side, and about 30 feet behind you is a bench on the other side. You don't notice any movement. You do recognize this as one of the places where you've done business in the past, but it's also one of these places where you have come in, done your business, and then left and not spent any particular time here.
Okay.
Next. Alf looks around. Well, I'm going next then. He goes up, climbs out. He looks around. Well, this is an interesting place. And he goes and sits on a bench. So, Simon, are you going next, or are you waiting to go up before Knob?
I will go up just before Knob, just in case I need to
Okay.
pull him up quickly.
I'll just say to Ulfhild whilst the others are making their way up. Once everyone's clear, let's put one of those benches on top of this grate. Might stop anything following. I'll beckon us to come over and help me carry a bench.
John, as he's climbing up, several of the rungs of the ladder kind of shift slightly, but he manages to catch himself and he keeps going. Climbs out the top. And he looks around. Come, you two, come! And he waves you up. So Lasabin, you climbing up?
Yeah, I'll start making
Make
my way
a
up.
dexterity saving throw.
That is a 16.
Yeah, as you pass, you reach your hand out, one of the rungs above your head falls out from the wall, but you're holding on to one that seems to be attached. You drop the one you've grabbed, and you grab onto the next one, and you keep going. As you get out to the top, the rope. Are you holding it, or have you tied it around yourself?
It's tied round my waist
Okay,
as
so you've
well.
tied it around yourself. So, Nob, you're at the end of the rope. As he gets to the top, you feel the rope kind of start to pull you up slightly. You are now struggling to stand on your tiptoes without falling over. Because the rope at the other end is tied around a rather large human.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up the ladder a bit, fire an Eldritch Blast, and then just start going up.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Okay. That is a 23.
Roll for damage.
Dealing 1 damage again.
That's well done.
They're warning shots. That's all they are.
You need to try the different spell.
You fire your blast down. You watch as it hits something about at the very edge of your vision down this corridor.
Now I'm
kinda
going to start
stumbles a
climbing
bit.
like mad. I'm going to start climbing. Like, oh, it hit something? That ain't good. Just go, go, go.
Okay. I'm stood at the top. I'll start pulling the rope
Okay.
to try and help him up quicker.
Make a strength check. Nob, make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, okay. That is a 24.
Bearing in mind, I'm a pretty old man. That was a 5.
Funnily enough, I can see it on my screen. As you get to the top. Oh, I found where the thing is. As you get to the top, you're pulling Nob up. For a moment, the rope goes slack. As Nob is using the rungs to climb up faster than you can handle the rope. So you're realistically just pulling up rope,
Nothing.
trying to catch him up as he comes up, kind of hangs for a moment as you pull him through the hole. You're all standing there. Ulfhild grabs the grate, drops it back in the hole.
Then I'll get her
We're gonna
to
need
help me with the
something more
bench and lift it on top.
Yes, we're definitely going to need that. Something.
So
Yeah.
I hit something down there. We need to cover this up.
Alf and Ulfhild move along and they pick up the bench. It takes them a couple of minutes to drag it over and put it down. Your dancing lights.
Yeah.
Margot, did they come up with you?
No.
You extinguished them before you came up?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to see if you were still concentrating on them.
No, it's when I came out, give us a bit of cover as we came out, and I could always bring them up. But when there's big dragons walking around on the surface, you don't really want that much attention.
Okay. You all take a moment, take a breath, have a look around. You can't see any movement near where you are, even in the distance. You can, if you look towards the way you came, you can still see that red glow of fire in the distance.
Okay.
I need you all to make perception checks.
That's 21.
18.
26.
You all look up. and you see the same large shape fly from one side of the sky to the other. In the distance, at least a mile or so away, large, kind of reddish shape fly from one side of the sky to the other. You just watch it. Just a single one.
Okay. Do I know where we are in relation to the scholars?
In
District.
relation to the Scholars District, you've been underground for a while. Make a survival check.
13.
I mean, you're not close. Oh, you're closer than you were, but being underground, you've kind of gone a little bit further out of the way to the direction you needed to go. You've still got a bit of ways to walk, but I mean, it's getting dark now. Nothing in the Scholars District is likely to be open. Maybe the library, but that's probably about it.
Well, I don't think there would be much opening at a time of distress like this, anyway. So I could just suggest to everyone that maybe we lie low for the night, get some rest, and then
We're not going back in those sewers.
see if we can find an empty house with a comfy bed.
Okay.
Before pressing on.
You make your way in general direction or in the direction of the Scholars District.
In the direction of the Scholars District, just looking for.
So you leave the park in the direction of the Scholars District. As you leave, there's 3 or 4 houses in front of you. Oh, all of them have their lights out.
I'll just sneak up to them and see if I can see or hear any signs of life. I don't want to unnecessarily disturb someone or scare someone.
As you get to the first one, you get up to the window, you have a look in the window, make a perception check.
9. God, my perception is terrible.
You can see there is a fireplace in the far corner of the room. Glowing embers in the fireplace.
Okay.
You could just about make out some shapes of furniture in the room, and at the very back of the room you can see there is a doorway with a glowing yellow light.
Okay. I'll just move on. I'm just looking for it.
As he's looking around, I pull out a crowbar. Don't ask why I have one. I checked. I have a crowbar for some reason. And just say, if we need to break into a place, I can always use this.
As you move from the first door, which way are you going? Did you start at the end or did you start in the middle?
Whichever was closest to where we were at the time, so
Okay,
I shoot
so-
in the middle.
Yeah, so there's 1 to the left of this house and then there's 2 to the right.
I'll go to the right then.
You make your way away from this window through the next one. There's a garden, small garden in front of this second house. Little tiny hedge, flowers on the other side. You just about make it in the moonlight. The window itself has wooden shutters on the outside of it.
See if I can creep them open a tiny bit.
You make your way through the garden up to the window, kind of lean in close. There is a tiny crack between the boards of the
I'll just look
window
through that
covers,
then.
and you can just about see through it, and you can see that there is a glowing fireplace, fire lit, a couple of lamps dotted around the room, and there's at least one person sat in a chair.
It's not going well, this. I just move on to the last one.
Okay, you step away. The last one on your right. Make a perception check.
17. That's
Much better.
Yeah, as you get up there, you notice that there is a similar fireplace to the first house that you looked in. similar shapes of furniture around. But you notice as you're looking in that there's someone walking around inside with a little lantern, and they pause, and you can see them looking at you in the window.
Okay.
And they slowly move over. You hear that, and a head poke out.
I'm moving my crowbar away just in case they see it.
Yes. Can I help you? The lantern kind of pokes out the door. It's this woman, kind of middle-aged-ish, human woman, slightly greying hair at the sides, pulled back into a tight bun, in striped material, what looks like to be a nightgown or just a long night shirt. Kind of pokes her head out. I was just going to bed. Is there something you required?
We're just looking for someone to lay low, fleeing the flames. He just sort of gestures over his shoulder.
I mean, I heard a kerfuffle. You're welcome to. I've a guest house in the back. You're welcome to use that. There's a gate around the side. Just let yourself in. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
It's much appreciated. Thank you. And just gesture to the 12 people behind him to come along as well.
She kind of watches the group as as you all start walking around. She shakes her head. People these days.
I was gonna wave my crowbar like, hi there, just keep walking.
The door, as the door closes, she sees you do this. Door closes and gets locked. Are you making your way back round to the guest house in the back?
Yeah.
You walk around the building. The little like alleyway beside. There is a gate behind the main house. You step in, and it is basically a really tiny house. Could fit maybe 3 people comfortably. For the 6 of you, it would be a tight squeeze.
Well, I am small, so that I count as half a person.
And psilocybin counts as 2 people. It's fine. You make your way through. The garden itself it's not so much a garden; it's more like a little patioed area. It's about 20 feet wide by 30 feet. So in the corner, there's what looks to be like some kind of outdoor cooking area, like a fire pit or something. On one side, you get to the guest house. It's locked.
Knob, you better use your crowbar.
I just smile as I walk up to it and say, I knew something like this might happen. And I just use my crowbar on it.
As you put your crowbar to the door, start applying pressure to it. Make a strength check.
Well, my strength is -1. However, I get advantage as that's what my crossbar allows. So that's 8 and 8.
You can't find that purchase on the door.
Can I just hand it to someone else? Like,
But
just try it.
um,
I'm weak. I am the weak.
behind you walks Alf. Get out of the way, and he kind of grabs you by the shoulder and shoves you out of the way. Bends down,
Rude.
reaches behind his back, pulls out a couple of tools, and starts going at the door. Where is he? Alf's carrying the sheet.
I'll start doing that. I'm going to go over to the little fire pit and just see if I can get some charcoal and bits and pieces for, see if there's any herbs in the little garden for spell components.
Okay. Make an investigation check. Okay, well that failed.
15.
didn't even roll. Did. Okay, so Alpha's down there. Nob, a little further away, please. And he kind of glances over his shoulder.
I step back and say, you know, a crowbar could have done that way quicker.
Sometimes it's not about the speed; it's about the access. And he handle door swings open slowly.
If you can break a lock, you get in.
The lock is not broken; it's still good. And he puts the tools away.
I know, but you can still break a lock and get into a place.
With your 15, were you looking for anything in particular in terms of component wise?
Charcoal and herbs, because it seems like the most likely thing in a fire pit and in a little courtyard garden.
Yeah. You go over there. You investigate this fire pit area. There is charcoal here. I mean, it's a little damp. Probably rained in the last day or so. But you gather it up. And in one of the windows, on one of the window sills underneath it, in the back of the house, there is like a little herb garden. Find a couple that smell nice, might be useful in creating different effects in your spells. You pick a couple of herbs, put them in your component pouch. The charcoal, I'm gonna assume you've got like a big charcoal bag for it.
Yeah.
Just add more charcoal to it.
Yeah.
You've probably got enough charcoal for half a spell, so you'd need to find some more to have enough to cast the spell.
Okay.
It looks like this fire pit has been used, but the stuff that's been left is like stuff that has been forgotten while the other stuff's been gathered.
Yeah. Okay. The dregs.
Alf, Ulfhild, John, we've all gone inside. Yeah, you all following them in?
Well done. Gonna be quite cramped.
You all step inside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, before I do, I'm gonna tap on the door, the back door of the house where the woman was. Just knock on it a couple of times and see if she answers.
After seeing me with a crowbar, I doubt it.
I didn't have a crowbar. You had a crowbar.
I know. They know someone has a crowbar.
After about 5 minutes or so, the door opens. The same woman. Yes.
I'm just gonna hand her 5 gold coins and say, "Few troubles."
Thank you. She puts them.
I smile and wave over her with my.
Have a good
crowbar.
evening.
She takes them and counts them carefully in her hand. Checks them in her mouth. Thank you. And closes the door again.
Before she closes, I'll just say, "You didn't see us."
Who? And the door closes.
That's what I like to hear.
Nice lady.
You're the Argo. You're the last one in. As you step inside, everyone has pretty much found like a corner to sit in or lay in, filling up this tiny little cottage. It's not even separate rooms. It's one big room with a cot on one side, a couple of chairs, table, a small fireplace, and a kettle that's sitting on a mantelpiece above the fireplace.
Okay. If there's not enough room, I'll just go back into the courtyard and find
there's
it.
enough
Very quiet
room,
court.
but I mean, it would be a tight squeeze to be inside.
I'll wait in the courtyard then. I'll keep watch.
Okay.
I'll just say to you, I'll take first watch out here. I'll tag someone else in.
Okay, you head outside.
I find the darkest corner possible to disappear into.
Kind of sit in a corner. Take your watch. Who's taking? What are the order for watches?
I'll go second.
Okay.
I'll go
Okay,
third.
and then that leaves the others to fill in. Okay. I'll go as first watch. Make a perception check.
I've got to stop doing things that give me perception checks.
Oh, there you go.
23 actually.
You
That's
can
all right.
usually see really well
We
with
normally get good with perception.
everything else.
We normally do good with perception. It's just everything else is just downhill.
Yeah, you can look out. Yeah, you're watching carefully. 2 hours pass. You get up. You knock on the door. You wake Nob. Nob, you take over. Make a perception check.
Yep. That's 22.
As you're watching around, your 2 hours pass pretty uneventfully. The house in front of you is dark. Every so often you see that movement. Sometimes it's just a shadow fly overhead, but it doesn't seem to be getting any closer. It seems to be far enough above that you don't think it
Okay,
will
that's
see you.
good. That's good.
You head back in. Wake up. Psilocybin. Make a perception check.
That's a
As
19.
you bring a couple of cushions out inside, you kind of make yourself a little bit more comfortable. You're you're watching the house. You notice that there's a little flicker of light in the window upstairs.
Okay.
Everyone
I won't
everyone
be
gets a long rest.
watching to that.
We'll go with Alf takes the next watch. As you finish up your watch, Alf comes out. I've got the rest of the night. You go ahead and rest. You tell him about the little light you saw in the window.
No, I don't see it as suspicious. I need to get up 3 times a night to wee anyway, so she's probably just doing that.
All right.
At which point I turn around and go,
In fact, I need a wee just now as well.
yeah, I'll go around to the side of the courtyard.
I'll go make a perception check.
7.
No,
You die here.
No, make a perception check.
I'm asleep. What do you expect for a good roll?
Oh! That's a nat 1 plus 3, that's 4.
Oh, and you were judging my 7.
It's called karma.
It is. Okay. Yeah. No, you sleep through the night. Psilocybin, you get back You get back in. You finish up your sleep for the night. Roll your dice.
Sorry, roll what? Sorry.
Psilocybin's got a bunch of dice. He's got to
Oh,
roll.
wow.
He's not rolled them yet.
That is a 1 for
I
type.
don't have the shot. Hold on. It's on my phone. Okay.
And then 3 for quantity.
Okay. So. Okay. Okay. So that's 3. Do they all come out the same color, or are they different color?
They will be a violet color.
Okay. And you also get to roll the d20 as well.
Oh, I do, yeah. 1d20. Okay, that is
11.
11.
Okay. That's an interesting one. Okay. So you all wake up the next morning after your long rest. Hit points are restored. If you had used any hit dice at whatever point, you get those back. You find yourself some food. Alf knocks on the door, opens the door, and holds out a basket. The old lady has given us some food, and he hands the food in.
Oh, that's nice of her. I didn't even to break in.
So, psilocybin. Wake up. Hands down on your knees just to do your morning stretches. Oh, they're all furry. Furry legs this morning.
Furry or hairy?
Hairy, furry. It depends on how you want to call it.
Okay.
They're hairier than normal. It's weird.
What the hell's going on here?
This sometimes happens. I mean,
Make a perception check. Nob.
God, if I fail with this again. That's 16.
Yeah, you're looking around the room and you glance over at psilocybin, who is sporting a rather nice pair of thick, hairy legs with the knees kind of seem to bend wrong, and lovely hooves on the end of where his feet should be.
Jesus, what the hell is going on with you?
yeah. So this sometimes happens. I mean, not the legs. This is kind of a new one, but yeah. Normally, if I have a good night's sleep, oh yeah, weird shit happens.
Should I be worried or?
You mean in general? Because the city's probably still on fire. You should probably be worried about that right now.
True, but I mean the village can wait.
Are you setting new spells for the day? Psilocybin.
No, I'm good with the ones that I've got.
You're gonna stick with the ones you've got, so you're not changing any. Okay,
No.
Cool. So the food's shared out. Argo, in the bottom of the fireplace, you do find some more coal,
Nice.
enough to fill what you
Cool.
need.
As we're eating, I'll look over at psilocybin. I've got a real hankering for some goat stew.
Well, I would make you some goat's milk, but I don't think it goes up that far.
It could be a different type of milk. We can't say for sure.
I can give it a shot.
Nah, I think we're good.
Ulfilt, John and Alf, each of them kind of stretching. Well, we should head to the Scholars District then. Alf puts in. Are we ready?
Moving on up. Moving on out.
Let's get going. We don't want to bother the old lady.
No. As you all leave, Alf leaves the empty basket by the back door. You head out of the garden. The sky still has that kind of reddish glow in the direction of the Podal Plaza where you first started off. That shape from the sky is no longer there. The dragon shape that you were seeing fly over is gone. It's about 8 o'clock-ish, 9 o'clock-ish in the morning. Sun's been up for, it's hard to say, but you can hear cries in the distance of people returning to houses that have been destroyed, and every so often you hear a explosion of metal and wood, and every so often you hear a yell out in pain as something below, as maybe someone gets caught in a blast.
So still want to try and remain undetected as much as possible, but whilst the sounds in the distance, a bit more relaxed about it. It's just
Let's just get to where we need to go. The people here aren't our problem.
boy after my own heart.
Okay, so you continue on your way. The three. Can the three of you roll for me a d20? Just straight up d20.
Okay. Oh god, this is a bit. 6.
5.
Oh god, we just need a 4 or a 7.
Are we all rolling? Sorry.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get a 4 or a 7. So it's 5, 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6.
14.
Damn it! You had to break the cycle.
One of those rubbish rolls.
Okay. As you're walking along, you glance down a street, and at the very end of the street, half a mile maybe, you can see two large red and gold armored creatures. They appear to be moving stuff out of another house.
Oh god, not them again.
I just want to avoid them again. Don't want to engage with them.
Let's go through the back
you-
guard and screw it.
I mean, that's how you ended up in the sewers in the
True.
first place. But you keep going. You keep heading in the direction you're heading.
Maybe if we just
do you-
ignore them, they'll ignore us.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave it and catch up with the others next time? Because you're about maybe half an hour away from the Scholars District.
Don't mind.
Or do you want to continue on a bit?
I have to continue as far as getting there.
Yeah. I don't mind, to be honest.
All right then. That's fair. You pass this street with the dragons at the far end. They don't seem to notice you. You've noticed them, but they don't seem to notice you.
Okay, we're good.
Cross over. As you approach the Scholars District, the buildings seem to start getting slightly taller. The style of the buildings changes slightly.
Rich people.
Whereas before they looked like stone and brick houses, maybe some wooden bits attached. You're getting into more classical, elven, human sort of architecture where there's a lot more curves and arches, all that built into the sides of the buildings. There's a row of wall. There's a wall directly in front of you that goes left to right. On the left, about 80 feet down, is an angled wall. You can just about see where the building opposite is angled in the same direction. And you assume that's the entrance to the Scholars District.
We'll have to follow the assumption then and get towards it. Unless there's any tall buildings in the immediate vicinity, we can go and up and have a look again.
Not. Make a perception check.
5.
Oh god.
I mean, you're looking at this wall. You're not really looking too much at the buildings around you. But you're looking at this wall, trying to work out if there's another way in. Can't really see one.
Just have to play with what I've got then and head towards.
You're gonna head towards the
Yeah.
entrance. You make your way up, get to the corner. You can see that the archway, at one time probably had some large wooden doors in it, but they are now laying flat on the ground inside.
Okay. So, seeing the implication of that being that they've been knocked down, I'll start to advance more slowly and just indicate for everyone to keep their eyes open.
Hold on. As you all step inside, you can see there is a large library. Its doors wide open, books against the windows on the inside, books strewn around outside on the floor. And there's a building to the left of that. All kinds of torn bits of paper outside. To the right of it, glass everywhere on the floor. And there's a fragrant smell filling the immediate area around you. Flowery, sweet. Psilocybin, make a nature check. It's not something you've been around much, but I mean, you know smells of nature. This is something that's been mixed, like from a potion maybe, or something similar. It's hard to place the exact ingredients that were used in it, but it was probably from maybe a powerful potion or similar construction of substance.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if pick a bit of magic?
Yeah. Do Arcana
Oh,
check.
crit 23. Yes, I know you can't crit skill checks.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, there's definitely magic around. The whole square seems to be filled with magic. You get senses of magic from the vials on the floor, the broken glass of the building there, the paperwork of the building there, and the library in front of you, the building there. From behind you, magic seems to be filling the square that you're currently in.
With his the hairs on his neck tingling, Argo will just say there's something afoot here. It's not right. I can feel it in the air.
It's not a foot; it's a thing on the end of your leg. Okay, well, I've got that one. I can turn that something a bit.
Is it like a big open area across the library?
I mean, it's a sort of semi-open square. There's benches around, so there's kind of like a working area where people can work. And there's an open courtyard area with like tents set up in it. The ground kind of changes, so you've got a pathway around one way and a separate courtyard. There's no fence around it, but the material making up the floor is different. It's kind of on your right-ish as you stepped in, and there's open tents and benches beneath them, and it looks like this is like a work area for people to come out and work outside. The tents are more protection from the sun than necessarily the rain. But I mean, the area itself is quite open inside, in between the buildings. The buildings are all around the outside. The square is open so that anyone can come in here and work.
My intention is to dash across to the library and what everyone else wants to do. But also, I'm happy to leave it there if you want to for the others before we start going into the buildings.
As you start making your way further in, looking more at this area, open area, this tented working area, the buildings around, John from behind something's coming up behind us. And you all turn, and in the doorway, with a hand on the top, is one of these half-giant creatures.
Didn't be so careful.
Looking in, watching you. And we can end it there.
Run away!
Oh God, not again.
And we will join again next time.
I gotta learn.
Next session is scheduled for the beginning of May.
Damn. Okay.
In that meantime, I've got to learn how to use my character for fights. So complicated.
Yes. But we'll come across that as soon as we get back next time.
Sounds good.
And so there we will end it. Mr. Voice Man, if you're listening, can you please send us out?